What up, YouTube? This is Mark Yates. Early on a Monday, but today's video is going to be for my wrestling channel. I wanted to talk about the current goings on in the WWE right now. I wanted to cover a few topics. One thing is real short. I want to talk about Roman Reigns and Vince McMahon, the one for all scenario that's happened recently. My thoughts on that, I'll get right into. I didn't like it. I thought it could have been done quite a bit better. You know, first off, starting out, Roman Reigns kind of wigged out and he had all he could stand. I couldn't blame him, and he just laid out Triple H, one specific Monday Night Raw, and I believe it was early to mid-December almost. And I really liked it. You know, he had all he could stand. The League of Nations was always in his way. He obviously had proved himself. I feel like, as far as the storyline goes, you know, I'm speaking more so for that. Roman had proved his worth. He proved that he was, you know, the guy and the man in Seth Rollins' absence. And, you know, Vince screwed him every which way he could, and this is not anything original. I remember when they did this back with HBK, and it was done 200% better, by the way, years. But yeah, overall, I thought this storyline, you know, it started out with a bang. It really did. I really liked that Roman Reigns laid him out and just laid Triple H, laid Vince out, and just wreaked havoc. And I thought that was a very impactful Raw. Honestly, I feel like that has been the best Raw right there of 2015 by a long shot. I feel like the Raw in 2016 in January, everyone wants to pump up and say how it's so good, but to be perfectly honest, I feel like that Raw in 2015 was the best Raw that we've seen in the last several years now. And yeah, I liked how they carried on. It got really bad about the time Vince went to jail, and that just got really stupid when Vince failed because he claimed that Roman Reigns pushed him down and hurt his neck, and it didn't make me want to stay tuned in, so I think they lost. Another thing going on in the WWE, well, everybody's talking about is AJ Styles. What do I think of that? Well, simply, I followed AJ Styles in his earlier days. Well, not really his earlier days per se, because AJ Styles has been in the wrestling industry for many, many years, over a decade. When he was with TNA, and he was one of their top guys, and he held the title in TNA several times, multiple time TNA World Heavyweight Champion, and yeah, I love AJ. I love his style. His in-ring technical ability is sound. He's an excellent in-ring performer. When he enters the room, wake up, something's happening. I mean, he is a superstar. There's no doubt about it. I'd like to address something, the big elephant in the room. Not really an elephant, more like a large monkey. What people don't realize is, casual wrestling fans don't realize, and if you watch No DQ&A and watch Noah Mania, especially his recent videos, his last several 5 to 7 videos that he's put out, he does a great job. Noah Mania, check him out. He's part of the No DQ&AV team. Vince preferred the John Cenas and the Roman Reigns and even the Rocks and the Braun Strowmans, you know, the people like that are large, and they're very, like, bodybuilder mentality. I mean, Vince is not really looking at the little guys. It's not that he doesn't think there are small guys that are capable of being major players in the industry, but he does play favorites backstage and everything, and I think most people know that shortly after they come in, and I'm sure AJ is aware of this. He's definitely astute, and he's not an idiot. You know what I mean? He's been in the. He may not be the brightest guy in the world, but he's not an idiot. You know, he's been in the industry long enough. He's had to read up and, you know, read about and hear about Vince McMahon and the way he runs things. And, you know, with Vince McMahon at the helm, he's always going to prefer the larger athletes, the big shows of the world, sadly. he's more like the big sorry. But yeah, so I'm not so sure that AJ is not going to get, if he's going to get past a mid card. Sad to say, I mean, I'm not so sure that he won't get buried and wasted like so many other great wrestlers that are just so talented. It's yet to be seen. AJ's just newly entered. He's going to have to, keep working some good matches. I believe what I would do with this one, I would leave him. I would create a little bit of a feud there with Jericho. The way Jericho left out, I thought that was a really nice setup. Jericho was kind of disgusted when AJ did beat him on Raw the following night after the Rumble, after the Royal Rumble of 2016. He beat him fair and square. It's a little bit of a choppy, kind of chopped up. It wasn't the greatest match in the world. You thought you'd see a lot better, but I don't think those two have ever wrestled in the squared circle before. So, I mean, for what it was, it is all right. Yeah, I think AJ's definitely, talented enough to be a WWE World Heavyweight Champion for a very long time, and I could see doing an angle with him, something similar to CM Punk. He has that mentality where, he's not getting any respect, and he's held the title, and he ends up keeping the title, pay-per-view in, night out, and defending it, and maybe turning him heel at some point, and having him actually beat CM Punk's reign. These are just kind of creative ideas just coming to me now. But the next thing I wanted to talk about, that's enough about AJ. He's excellent. I love him. I'm like all of you. I'm just not real sure how far he's going to get in because of the wasted talent that Vince is. Last thing I wanted to talk about was The Rock. I mean, he's The Rock. And the segment he did with New Day and everything, and even the fans that were getting censored, and this is kind of a rehash of what Noah said. I agree with him. I don't think it's right that he can get away with the stuff he does and not get called out or not get reprimanded for it. But in a way, I understand. Doesn't make it right because The Rock has made millions and millions of dollars, millions of dollars, millions of dollars. Yeah, he's made that for the company of WWE, and merchandise sales alone, probably. I mean, he's such a character. Like WWE really ought to let their wrestlers and talent kind of be more creative. And it's, again, what Noah Donich was saying. I've felt like this for a long time. If you're not familiar with the WWE as much, they're very strict. It's very, very, very tightly scripted. There's very little wiggle room for doing anything outside. It's a shame because it doesn't really allow the talent to really be themselves and to be creative and express themselves as performers in the ring. And I feel like it hurts the product overall a whole lot more than I think what Vince even realizes or what he really wants to see or deal with. But yeah, WWE's got a lot of problems. And signing these few talent is not going to fix it. Unless their booking improves, they're really going to have a problem. Last thing I want to mention is Triple H becoming champion. Do I like it? Not really. I mean, if he's supposed to be the CEO of the company, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Why? I mean, he's 10, how many time champion is he? 10, 12 time champion? They said he's the 13 time champion, I think, when he won that last one. And it just didn't make sense. He just showed up at number 31 and just basically took the title. It made Roman Reigns look, really, Dean Ambrose should have won that, but who knows? What do I know? But anyway, that has been about what's going on, current events in the WWE. And if you like this content, like, subscribe, comment below. Any feedback is appreciated. Thanks so much. As always, you do you, and I'll do me.